You think Alaska's just big and cold? Try living in it when you're 8 feet tall, covered in hair, and every human with a rifle thinks you're either a trophy or a tall tale. Port Chatham Bay has always been our clan's version of a haunted house, except we're the ones who haunt it. And a mysterious story from those woods, the one the old ones still growl about around the night fires, the pit swap. It started with a young, dumb, wide-eyed Sasquatch. Let's call him Scruff. He was barely out of his second growth spurt, all curiosity and zero caution. One twilight, he got too close to the village, watching the humans the way a kid watches an anthill. That's when the cunning trapper and his crew sprang their trap. They dug a deep pit right along the game trail, covered it with branches and moss like pros. Scruff stepped on it and dropped like a sack of elk guts. The humans swarmed the edge, shouting, poking, laughing. They hadn't actually planned what to do with a live Sasquatch. So they just left him down there. No food, no water, just taunts and the occasional rock. Word ripped through the hidden trails faster than a forest fire. Every Bigfoot within 200 miles was roaring mad. After 2 days of arguing, half of us wanted to tear the village apart, the other half wanted to stay ghosts. We chose something colder, something smarter. That third night, under a moon thin as a claw scratch, we moved. Silent as mist, a handful of the biggest, stealthiest among us slipped into the village's shadow. We lifted Scruff out of that hellhole like he weighed nothing, his ribs showing, his eyes wild with fear and shame. Then, we gave the humans a message they'd never forget. At the bottom of the same pit, we laid the body of a native woman. She'd wandered into the path of a furious bull moose earlier that week and never stood a chance. We hadn't killed her, the wilderness had, but we borrowed her, carefully, respectfully. We wanted them to find her there at first light and wonder. We wanted them to feel, for one cold moment, exactly what it's like when something bigger, older, and far more patient is watching you and decides to answer back. The villagers found her at dawn. Screams echoed across the bay. After that, the trap stopped, and the humans of Port Chatham remembered that the woods weren't empty. Most outsiders call this just another campfire legend. The Alaska tribes know better. And now, so do you. I was not there the night we made the swap, but I know who carried Scruff home, and I know who gently placed the native woman in that pit, whispering an old forest prayer over her. Not all of us are monsters, but we're also not going to roll over and play myth just because you want the mountain to yourselves. Sleep tight, little humans.